What's up, world? It's your boy Tommy Mab, and I came to give you guys my thoughts on LeBron James and why I think him winning this championship would mean so much more than probably any championship he's ever won, and why I think it would really put some steam on him being the GOAT, right? Not more so because what he did is something that anybody else couldn't have done, but because he was the only one who had an opportunity to do this. It's one thing to be great when you have the great equalizer, which is pressure, which is expectations, which is fans that even when your team is playing bad, the fans can sometimes get the other team out of it. But looking at this game, I mean, it is to me amazing, right? Watching the Lakers play, you know what I mean, and LeBron more so, along with AD, it's crazy to me. Like, these guys are. It's like a lot of people see them win and they're like, oh well, they're the number one seed, they're supposed to win. But a lot of people are not calculating the fact that it makes sense for the first seed to win when they have home field advantage. The Lakers have completely lost their home field advantage. They don't have that, so they're actually just beating these teams. Like I think they went 4-1, 4-1, and now they're 2-0 on. They went 4-1 against the Blazers. They went 4-1 and they went 4-1 against the Rockets, right? I mean, this isn't a normal, situation. This is just straight up basketball. This is no external pressure, right? That's why you see a lot of these guys who are knockdown shooters. They're way more important now than they would have been in a normal game, because a lot of those guys, you know what I'm saying? The thing that separates a good player, a specialist from a great player, is a great player just has no conscience. Like, it does not matter where they're playing. They just have the type of game that travel. It doesn't matter where they're at. They're going to get there. LeBron James is like that. But the difference in the situation is it is so much harder to do that when a team does not have to worry about going to your building. You don't have to worry about your fans. You don't have to worry about, the fans influencing calls by the refs. None of that. It's just straight up basketball. Mano a mano. So when you see LeBron James doing what he's doing, I mean, like I said, before I always thought LeBron was the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I mean, you can go watch my video on it. But from the time LeBron James is the GOAT. I mean, period. End of story. I just think that you're never gonna find somebody like a LeBron James. There's so many things that make LeBron James the GOAT. Hey, you're not going to find somebody who was picked at 15. It's going to be hard as hell, unless his son does it. You know what I'm saying? And he's already showing himself to be a bit of a knucklehead before he even starts. So I doubt he's going to be much of anything. Because that kid acts like a complete and utter idiot. He's like the antithesis of LeBron. LeBron would 30 years without an incident. This dude couldn't even get through his second year sophomore of high school without doing something incredibly stupid. Not saying that he's wrong for smoking weed. There's a lot of teenagers that smoke weed, and that's 100% true. But there's not a lot of teenagers going to let themselves get caught smoking weed on, you know what I'm saying, underage smoking weed on a camera. He is a complete dumbass. So you know what I'm saying? You're LeBron James' son. You know how much TMZ will pay for that video? And you dumb enough to sit up there and smoke in front of a bunch of people with their cameras out? Like, you got to be, unless he meant to do that, he got to be the biggest idiot in the world. So unless he does it, which I seriously doubt it, LeBron James there'll never be another LeBron James. Somebody you find at 15 with incredible pressure on their shoulders, never stumbles. Like, LeBron James came out the gun. Second year, second year he had the Cavs in the playoffs. By his fourth year, he had them in the finals. This is a guy who had this heaped upon his shoulders when he was 15. So LeBron James is a different cat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people fold under that Jordan pressure. And Jordan is largely the basis for it. Because Jordan has so many media trolls out there ready to cut down anybody they compare to Jordan. That, you know what I'm saying, that it's a hard legacy to live up to. But to be able to create your own legacy through that, to me, says volumes about who LeBron James is. LeBron James is probably like 180 from Michael Jordan, and he still had the ability to make people see the game in a different way and respect the game in a different way. Respect your basketball intellect, not just your God-given talent, and how much better it was, and how you can go out and score 30 points a game. LeBron James changed that. You got all these players, Jokic, all these guys now who probably wouldn't have had the opportunity they have to play the game that they played, the way that they play it, if it wasn't for LeBron James, and his ability to play positionless basketball. You know what I'm saying? So I think LeBron James started that. That whole positionless basketball player that can be on the floor without making you make a sub. They can switch to controlling the ball, playing point guard, come off the ball, play shooting guard, go inside and play the post. I mean, I think LeBron James is the genesis of all that. So, you know what I'm saying? So, if LeBron James wins this one, me already believing that LeBron James is the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? On top of that, which I just said, I'll make a video on that because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, people sleep on LeBron. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I'm saying, not that a lot of people sleep on LeBron. There's a lot of people who believe LeBron James is the GOAT. But, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even try convincing Michael Jordan fans. It's like Republican, Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Trying to convince a Republican that a Democrat is a good person is banging your head against the wall. Same thing with trying to convince a Democrat that a Republican is good. It's like, yeah, it's retarded. You're just wasting your time. Neither one of them gonna listen to anything you have to say. The same thing with the LeBron James, Michael Jordan argument. Michael Jordan fan ain't gonna hear nothing you got to say. Because everything that all he's done is just accumulate media that tells him everything he wants to hear already, which is that LeBron James will never be Michael Jordan. It doesn't matter what he does, how he does it, it doesn't matter, because his final record is something and something. Disregard the fact that he made it to the finals more times than Michael Jordan with teams that shouldn't have been nowhere near no final. It doesn't matter. He should have won because Michael Jordan won, even though Michael Jordan had, you know what I'm saying, 2 other All-Stars with him and one of the best teams in the NBA of role players and specialists. Does not matter. He still should have won, even though Michael Jordan was playing against one All-Star and undersized guards every time he made it to the NBA. From the time he played the Trail Blazers to the time he played to his last game against the Utah Jazz, always one great All-Star in a medium All-Star undersized guard. That's all. So he should have won every game every time he was in it. He was favored every time he was in it. So it does not nobody surprised Michael Jordan won those games, except people who want to give him credit for shit he shouldn't be called the GOAT for it. So retarded. LeBron James right now, you know what I'm saying, to be playing, him and AD, to be playing at the level that they're playing at, with the consideration that, you know what I'm saying, they don't even have home field advantage. It was taken from them. They can't. They have to win a championship on a neutral site with no fans. Nobody will ever be able to do that, and you can't duplicate that. So you know what I'm saying. I mean, how many expectations have fallen? Giannis gone. The Clippers gone. You know what I'm saying? That's a testament to LeBron's leadership. You know what I'm saying? These guys, the Lakers are playing like the Lakers. They have not changed. You know what I'm saying? And that's without a home game. They playing this without a home game. No home court advantage. They're out there playing by themselves in an empty gym. where all these players who normally are just great shooters, now there's practice for them. So they're in a gym where it is pure practice and they're just knocking down shots. Now, of course, they know millions of people are watching at home, so that's completely different. So it still should be considered that, you know what I'm saying, that they're doing it. But both teams are dealing with that. It's not an advantage for the home team that a million people are watching at home. It's the same effect. It's like if a million people were watching a scrimmage. It's not the same thing as being in front of tens of thousands of people. It's just not the same thing. So watching that, you know what I'm saying, I got a whole new level of respect for LeBron James and what he can do, you know what I'm saying, and his leadership ability, you know what I'm saying, to have that team playing the way that it's playing with the situation that they're dealing with right now is crazy. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers just won't, you know what I'm saying, they got bite on them. Triple bodies. Everybody was talking about all the dogs that the Clippers had and all the dogs that the Bucks had and all the dogs that the Raptors had. All these guys, all these higher seeds, 1s, 2s, gone. You know what I'm saying? They're gone. They couldn't live up to the expectations of playing because they feed off that crowd. They feed off the referees calling calls because they're afraid of home fans biting in their ear every 2 seconds, pointing out every foul, every single time. So it's a huge advantage to have a home court advantage. Home court advantage. They haven't even needed it. They're winning in 5 games majority of the time. And I think that, like I said, when you watch this Nuggets game, I knew the Nuggets were going to be a hard one for them to corral. They're a good team. The Nuggets are a good team, and it's not going to they're not going to be able to just run over them. You know what I'm saying? The Nuggets got too much talent, but the Lakers got 2 of the most talented players in the NBA and a bunch of scrappy second tier guys who I think could start on a lot of different teams. Kuzma, I think, is the emerging superstar. I don't think he gets enough credit for the position and the role that he's put in and that he's forced to play. You know what I'm saying? You can tell he's not comfortable in, yet he's doing his best. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like Kuzma off the bench. I think that's ridiculous. I think he should be starting over KCP or Danny Green. I think he should be starting. But what do I know, right? But to me, I mean, Danny Green ain't hitting his 3-point shot. Yes, Danny Green is a great defender, and I love him on the defensive side. He's long, he's active. You know what I'm saying? He's smart. He's a smart defender. He's all those things. But on the offensive side, they sometimes fall in the hole because Danny Green's shot comes and goes sometimes. Maybe because he's exerting so much effort on the defensive side, his shot comes and goes. You know what I'm saying? But defensively, yeah, they need him. But I think Kuzma is a great defender, too. I don't think he loses much. Only difference is on the offensive side, they have to respect Kuzma more. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I can understand their mindset. You don't want too many ISO players on the court at the same time. Danny Green is a 3-point specialist, whether he's making it or not. He's still a specialist. And with McGee, you really can't use Kuzma's slashing to the basket and stuff like that to an extent. So I understand why they're going to start Kuzma, but I think Kuzma's a beast. I think Kuzma's going to be a real good player in the league. Especially if he ends up leaving the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? I think people are going to really see how talented he is. If he stays on the Lakers, I think LeBron needs to start to give the kid a little more time to be what he is. You know what I'm saying? I think Kuzma got one option if he wants to be an all-star. LeBron doesn't look like he's slowing down. AD's in his prime. So, you know what I'm saying? It puts him in a bad position because now he's forced to play third fiddle, and they're not even prioritizing him getting the ball when he's in the game. So, to me, it's almost sad. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a waste of his talent. If he can get his chip, but if he has the option to leave, Kuzma will leave. I just don't think they have enough room for the guy, and they're not trying to find enough room for him. I don't think Vogel is even making him a priority, nor is LeBron when he's on the court. LeBron using him like he's a specialist, and I think Kyle Kuzma is so much better than that. And they keep saying, well, Kyle Kuzma has to emerge. Well, how can he emerge? I don't see a place where he can show his talent. He doesn't. To me, I don't see an option. Like, what is he supposed to do? He can't force the ball out of LeBron's hand. He can't force the ball out of AD's hand. He just has to stand around, which he does a lot. And in the end, I don't think he's a great off the ball player. I think he can shoot the three. And get hot with three, in which he can contribute, but that's about the best you can really ask for with him. But all right, y'all, I just wanted to say that real quick. Please comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. All right, y'all.